Hi everyone, how's it going today? In today's tip I thought I'd do a carry-on of the previous lesson where I showed you two connecting runs for A major pentatonic, and I thought I'd just take one of those patterns, root 5 in this tip, and look at some double stops and things that you can catch within that to make your fills or licks or runs sound a little bit more rhythmic, a little bit more melodic, and have a little bit more fun with them to give them a different feel. I'm going to skip over all the theory and not talk about inversions and fourths and thirds and fifths and sixths and all that other good stuff. I'm just going to give you the double stops today, show you the patterns, and then let you explore and figure out what you can do with this. So we're going to do this in the key of A major. I was using the same backing track as I was in the previous tip, a single looping A major chord. I was just playing the connecting pattern over it as double stops. So let me show you the connecting pattern I'm doing first, which I covered in the previous tip video. So what I was doing there was just running up that little connecting run, and again, if you haven't seen that or it's all double Dutch, please check out the previous tip video where I do cover that. And then we're also going to be thinking about the big box, major pentatonic pattern 1. And we're going to be doing, we covered that in a previous tip video as well, which is basically an F sharp minor pentatonic only starting on the A note. And what we want to do is play these as double stops. So that's the prerequisites really for this lesson, that connecting run and the box. Let's get on with the good stuff in this lesson, and let's take a look at some of these double stops. So, first things first, we're going to be playing our A major chord in such a way that we can use notes of the A major pentatonic pattern 1. And so to do that, we want to be playing our sort of A major chord with just one finger. And I'm also going to be using a C sharp note down here, which is the third of the chord, and I'm going to be using that to sort of slide into my A chord. So we get the first of the pattern. And that double stop that I'm catching here is on the 3rd and 4th string, 2nd fret. Now hammer on to the lower of those two notes, basically meaning I'm hammering onto the 4th string. And I'm hammering on 2 frets lower. Now we can catch the C sharp note. Also hammering on 2 frets lower than the 4th and 5th strings. So I'm hammering onto the 5th string of the 4th fret. Next pair. Next pair. Yeah? So those are all the double stops within that pattern. String 2 and 3, hammering onto the 4th fret of the 3rd string. Move over to strings 3 and 4. Hammering onto the 4th fret again on the 4th string. And the last two on strings, 4 and 5, hammering on to the 4th fret of the 5th string. So, all those little double stops, and that's all within our big box. Now, to move out of that box, you can also include some other double stops where we move up with our connecting pattern. And our connecting pattern got us to pattern 2 of our A major pentatonic. So to connect that together, we had things like that. So what I'm doing there is going up my diagonal pattern that I've already showed you, but now I'm catching double stops. You can see I've come up the pattern just before. Now I'm going to catch some more double stops. Here at the 5th fret on 1st and 2nd strings. You can also catch a double stop on the first 2 strings at the 7th fret. You can slide between them. You can hammer on. We can also hammer on to or place onto the 7th fret of the 3rd string. All sorts of things there. We can also catch another double stop here. So for there, I'm catching the 4th fret on the 3rd string and the 5th fret on the 2nd string. You can do a little hammer on, where I'm hammering on to the 3rd string of the, what's that? That's the 6th fret. And then pick up our root note with the pinky finger on the 7th fret of the 4th. Play it as singles, play them as doubles, it doesn't really matter. And the cool thing with that little double stop here is you can slide up a tone and back. Now go back to that double stop here at 2nd fret. And we can slide up to get into our little A major chord. So what I'm doing there is, I'm barring that 2nd fret of the 2nd and 3rd strings. Now I'm going to hammer on to the 3rd fret 2nd string and 4th fret 3rd string. Now slide that double stop up a whole tone. Now you can catch the double stop on the 5th. So start linking them together, start having some fun with them. And then you can also incorporate a little A major shape here, where we get this. So a little double stop I was doing there was on the 5th fret 2nd string and on the 6th fret of the 3rd string, of strings 2 and 3 that is, and I'm hammering on with the 3rd finger onto the 7th fret of the 3rd. Then catch the root note with the 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string. Now I know I'm going through this quick, but this is an intermediate tip, so you should be familiar with a lot of this stuff already. I'm just pointing out the double stops. So those are pretty much all the double stops I was playing for box 1 and connecting pattern 1 off of the root 5 or 5th string. Let me just sort of combine all that really and present just a few licks to you, so to pull it all together and so I can throw it on tab. So let's go over to the next section and I'll throw you the licks.